Hello and welcome. My name is Merely Adequate, and I'm coming to you from TWS Season 5. You know, I have to admit, if you know much about this big base build that I'm working on, there's going to come a day when, I look at something and say, this next build won't be quite as good as the other ones. Because, there's like 12 plus builds to do. They can't all be more amazing than the next. Except today is not that day. Oh man, I have a build for you. I am so excited. I can see behind me it's night. Let me sleep real quick and I will show you what my plan is for today. You may remember that we built this platform out here because Mummy Bear is going to help us by building one of the temples for us. But she's not feeling very well right now, and we really hope the best for her, but it's probably a little while till she gets around to it. However, I also have another platform back over here that I made. If you're wondering why I'm building these platforms, I built the cloud first last time, and it was a little bit of a disaster. I had to do it 2 or 3 times. So I think what I'm going to do moving forward, if it works well these times, is build the temple on just a flat surface or whatever surface is appropriate, and then build a cloud underneath it. I think that's going to be the best route to go. But I have a temple I'm going to put right here. Now, I'm not quite ready yet. You see, I have lots of resources. I'm not just bragging that this is like going to be one of the best temples I've done yet, because it's really detailed. It's more detailed than any of them, which means I need lots of resources. So let me make a checklist, and we'll go over it, and then we can go out and gather them. Okay? Okay, I made a list, and it is a doozy. Should we take a look at it? Alright, here we go. This isn't every single individual item, but this is what we need. Like, this is the bulk of the items we need to get. Obviously, tons of quartz. It is the temple. Bone blocks, which I'm going to use for the first time. I'm using lots of acacia and jungle wood in this build. Tons of bookshelves, which is a bit of a clue on the god that I might be doing. Some brown terracotta. Lots of oxidized copper. I'm not going all the way oxidized. It's going to be the mostly green oxidized. Some looms. Lots of brown banners, which is new for me. Lots of armor stands with leather armor. You can probably guess where that's going if you remember my Zeus temple. I need a good bit of iron. A good bit of, not redstone. Sorry, that's red sandstone is actually what I need. And I'll correct that in a second. And a good number of end rods. So let's get to work on this list. Let's knock it out. I think it won't take long. I have some of the items already, but let's go around the server. I think some items I can go to the shops for, and some I can go to my farms for, and let's see how much of this we can get and how quickly. And check. And check on that too. Check and check. Chickadee check. chickadee China to Chinese chicken. Do you ever just, like, sometimes question your life's decisions? I'm staring at copper, oxidizing. Finally, check. Checks mix. Check into cash. Yeah, that's a check. A very expensive check. Prostate check. And final check. Now that I have everything that I need, I think it's time for me to reveal whose temple this is going to be. Today, we are going to be building the temple to Athena, the goddess of wisdom. And like I said, if you couldn't have guessed from the book shelves, then maybe you don't quite know much about the gods, or maybe you probably knew as much as I knew before I started this adventure. But yeah, she is the goddess of wisdom, and I was thinking a library with an enchantment setup would be perfect for her. So, I don't know if I want to do a time lapse today. I think, well, maybe I should. I was going to just kind of step you through a little bit at a time, but maybe what we'll do, since there's so much detail on the inside, maybe what we can do is do a bit of a time lapse for the outside, and then we can kind of step through the inside together. Does that sound good? Okay, yeah, doing a little bit of both probably is pretty good. Okay, so I guess then it's time lapse time. Let's go! The goddess Athena, goddess of wisdom. And once again, one of the craziest birth stories you'll ever hear. So Zeus got her mother pregnant. There was a prophecy that the children, especially the male child from her, would challenge his authority. So he had the mother turn into a droplet of water. He drank the water and thought that it was over. Well, he started getting massive headaches and he didn't know what was going on. So he had one of the other gods, Hephaestus, to crack his head open with an axe, and out popped Athena, the goddess of wisdom. And you know what? It only gets crazier from there. She's supposed to be the goddess of wisdom, but she challenges Poseidon for no reason, just to take a city away from him. She curses Medusa, even though she is the one who's assaulted. Even after Arachne proves that she is a better weaver, she still curses her and turns her into a spider. It's not really the greatest example of wisdom. And I think what's happening here is, this is classic Greek literature, more than likely written by men. And they give a lot of attributes to the women, the female gods, that aren't really that flattering. I mean, Zeus is attacking people left and right, and he's great, but yeah, all the female goddesses are portrayed badly. So we just needed to look at this in the light that it is written, realize it's super old, and we have Athena, the goddess of wisdom. Okay, that actually went really smooth for the detail that's in here. And I wanted to point out a couple particular details before we move inside. The first is this lattice work here. So I was really inspired. I'm not an expert on architecture or design from other countries, but I saw a special on some Middle Eastern designs, and they use like a lattice style covering or entryways and stuff so that they can get the benefit of the shade, but also get the benefit of the breeze blowing through. And it really lends a beautiful, intricate, like delicate aspect to their buildings, and I thought that was something I wanted to put in here. And I really love that I put the brown terracotta, the glazed brown, behind it, and it really gives it a really cool like 3D effect as you move back and forth with it. And I just think it's perfect. It's super beautiful. It's really delicate looking. You know, you got the strong strength of the quartz, but then you've got, you know, that delicate lattice work there. And I think it's a really good dynamic between the two. And of course, the other thing is up there above, you saw I have, once again, I'm using the armor stands to create a bit of a relief kind of carving. I'm probably gonna pose them and stuff a little bit later. I haven't got to that yet. But I thought, yeah, the red sandstone with the orange armor kind of makes it look like it's all cohesive together. And that's that. That is the outside of the build. Now I think we're going to turn to the inside. And the first thing I need is a floor. One sec. And there's a floor. Yeah, so the next thing I have to put in is the staircase. If you don't do the staircase right away, you will regret it. It will look bad, or it won't fit, or, you know, it just won't work. So one staircase coming up. All right, stairs are in. I think they look really great. I'm planning on using these jungle trapdoors as hand railings, like all over the place. So you're gonna see a ton of those. You'll probably get sick of them, actually. But yeah, here we go. This is the upstairs area. I decided to put in these Acacia Trapdoors because I felt it was just too heavy up here. I wanted to make sure, you know, you could see all the way through, top to bottom, and I thought this was a nice little addition that I could put in to make it not just seem so dense and, you know, one blockish. But now that these are in, you know, there's tons of decorations I'm getting ready to do, but there's one last thing that I want to do that's the centerpiece, and it's right here. And it's going to be, oh, let's see, where's my shovel? It's going to be where the enchant tables are. Unfortunately, I need to go down. So, the best way to do this, actually, is with a water bucket. So we can have a stream we can swim down. Nope, stay inside it, stay inside it. And we can go, see, I need to go down 1, 2, 3, and then there. I can have a platform right there. So now that we have a platform to work from, we can start putting in some bookshelves. I'll just put them all the way around at a height, 2-level height. While putting these bookshelves in, I remember something interesting. You know that you can put ladders on the bookshelves and they'll still work. And I can actually put half slabs around the edge and it'll still work. It won't interfere. There's a lot of confusion around how enchant tables work, how many bookshelves you need, you know, making sure that there's no blockage between the enchantment table and the bookshelf. But yeah, you can put these half slabs here around here, and you can put those ladders on the side. Little small things like that don't seem to interfere. So just play with it, have some fun, and figure out what works and what doesn't. And last but not least, we have the enchant tables. So stick them right here in the bottom, and we're good to go. All right, that worked out. That was probably more than I needed to say about enchant tables. You probably already know all you need to know, right? Yeah, right? Okay, enough of that. So now, basically, this is going to be a library. There's not many more steps for me to show you because I'm just going to fill this place full of bookshelves and little doodads. I do have, at the very end, I'll come back and I'll show you what I'm doing for like a chandelier up there. But I think that's just going to be the next thing I'm going to do. So give me just 1 sec. That was a lot of bookshelves. All right, you ready to see it? Okay, here we go. I think it turned out really good. Lots of lecterns and books and bookshelves, a little bit of artwork. I made it kind of functional back here. You know, we'll put some lapis in here, and this gives us what we need for the enchanting setup. So if we want to come here and enchant things, we can do that. Like I said, lots of handrails with the jungle trapdoors. And, you know, I have these brown curtains or banners up here as like curtains. You know, I had a mixture. I didn't want it all to be open like this. I wanted some of it to feel veiled. And so, you know, because it's a temple, it's supposed to be holy, I guess. So, I covered up at least the front and the back. And it looks pretty good from the outside, too, if you look at it. I like how, you know, you can't really see through, but yet there's some dimensionality to it. I like that very much. And I have these stairs up here being the wooden beam supports that actually hold up the upper floor. We don't want, you know, any architectural faux pas. And up here is just more books and books. And I think it turned out really good. I love these libraries. It has these tons of bookshelves. And, you know, you got these looms in here, doing a little bit of spacers, a little bit of signs here and there to kind of break up the look. I think it looks really good. Now I think it's time to put in a chandelier. And here's what I'm thinking. I played with a bunch of chandeliers that had hanging chains with hanging lanterns, and you know, I guess they do fit kind of, you know, the ancient Greek kind of feel. But you know, I'm thinking this is kind of a temple to a god actually in Olympus, not just made by man. So I was thinking I would do a whole bunch of these with some end rods underneath them. And it'd be this whole cluster of hanging end rods. And I think it would give, and because of with the sparkle glow that comes off of them and the really white light we get from it, I think it'd be a really good addition that kind of just like steps up this from a normal library to actually something that would be a temple to the god of wisdom. So let's do that. All right, there it is. And I really like it. I like the fact that it doesn't fit perfectly in the room. And like I said, the reason for that is there's so much wood and there's so much, you know, the bookshelves and all the things that feel very earthly. I love that this is in here and it feels more godly, feels more ethereal. So I really love this as a chandelier in here. And I think it just adds that extra something special to kind of put it in its place up here in the clouds. So, as night approaches, I have a cloud to work on, and I am not going to force you to watch me do that because I'm probably going to do it and redo it and redo it and then hate it and redo it again and not like it and then show you like the 20th or 30th attempt at this. So let me do it. and then we'll come back with a flyby and really get a good look at the finished product of this temple on its cloud. Well, that turned out wonderful. I absolutely love this place. I detailed it in a way that I have never done before. I worked more on the details on this one than I think I have on any build I've ever done. I particularly, just there behind me, that brown terracotta, glazed terracotta over the trapdoors just gives a beautiful lattice look, and oh, I'm really in love with this place. I think it's so great. I hope you enjoyed it too. Please leave comments below if you like it or if you have any questions or any suggestions. I'd love to hear from you. And I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you found it adequate.